Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Chainlink and its valuations against Bitcoin, as well as the US dollar. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. So, let's do a quick update on Chainlink. Chainlink is currently trading at about 68,000 Satoshis. Pretty much, we're up about 6.5% for the week. Last week, we dropped about 7%. And so with this week, we're pretty much back at where we started 2 weeks ago. With that said, the good thing is we're still above the 20-week moving average. This is important. Um, this is imperative for the Chainlink bull run, if there is ever going to be one again. Because when we look at the macro chart of Chainlink, we know that Chainlink is a beast when it's above the 20-week moving average. When it's above the 20-week moving average, good things will happen. And so here we are above the 20-week moving average. We're going to be expecting good things to happen. Obviously, it's going to take time. I mean, this is the weekly chart, so even these moves here are a span of months to be realized. So keep that in mind. Another theory that is quite possible is that Chainlink is fundamentally changing the chart. We might not see this ever again. And this breakdown of the 20-week moving average could be an indication that we might see a new kind of structure, macro structure of Chainlink. Regardless, I think in the long run, Chainlink will still be a great asset to hold to hedge your bet against Bitcoin and increase your Bitcoin portfolio. Or, if you're just concerned about the US dollar, it's also going to do well as well. When we go down to a shorter time frame to the daily, we notice that the Chainlink Bitcoin chart is also above the 20-day moving average. And for um I guess visualization's sake, I will throw, oh sorry, that's not the one. I want this. There we go. Remove that. And I will edit this as 140. Make it green. Okay. So okay, here we are. So we also know that Chainlink is above the 20-day moving average. It actually crossed the 20-week just not too long ago, within the month of April. On April 18th, we saw it cross over. And ever since, we kind of been just holding this level. And you can see that movement from today is pretty much bringing us back to where we left off last week. This is on April 24th. So that was 5 days ago. That was last week. So from there, we have been holding also the 20-day moving average. All this activity here was up at the 20-day moving average. We worked down to it here. We worked down to it here, came down and had the close up at the 20-day moving average. We wicked out down to here again today, and now we're bouncing up. So this is signs of confidence. This is a good sign, I think. If it's holding the 20-day, and if it continues to hold the 20-day, good things will continue to happen to Chainlink. It is slow, it is cumbersome, and it's going to take a matter of weeks. But I think patience in this sense is key. I mean, I'll be completely frank. If you guys bought at the top, you've already waited this long. If you're still holding, you've been waiting for a long, long time, uh, with your Chainlink position. I'm sure a few more weeks to a month isn't going to hurt you, or a couple months, I think, is not going to hurt you. And selling here at a loss from where you are, I don't think it is not a very smart idea, unless you really need the money. But if you're here, if you're letting it ride and now you're going to sell, I don't think that's probably a good case. Your Bitcoin has still outpaced you. With that said, if we are to hold the 20-day moving average, good things will happen to Chainlink. We're above the 20-week, we're above the 20-day. Those are the two key indicators, I think, for Chainlink for it to be bullish. All we need to do now is wait. We've continued to wait. We're going to be waiting patiently, and good things will happen. I'm pretty confident about that. The one thing I would like to see from Chainlink is to get some distance between itself and the 20-day moving average. If we're able to get some space in between, I think that that could indicate something pretty spectacular. It's when Chainlink gets some considerable distance between the 20-week moving average is when we see the moves start to happen, right? We see these moves up here, and that stems from gaining distance from the 20-day moving average. So as long as we're doing, if we see that, then that's a pretty good indicator that we might be going higher and higher. So right now, I mean, I could throw up actually that indicator that I took out, the distance to the moving average, which is currently looking at the 20-day. So it's the distance between the 20-day moving average, and so we're currently about 6.25% above the 20-day moving average. I would like to see that number come up into the 20s. And so you see when it does come up to the 20s, we shoot up very quickly, or relatively speaking. This is also a matter of days. So we're looking at, like say for this move here, it was at the 20th of December where we saw Chainlink get to like 20% above, and at the peak it was January 23rd. We're looking at a span of a month. So you could probably have that same kind of time frame as well once we get a good gap between the price and the 20-day moving average. Within a month or so, we should see a conclusion to that move of the upside, and it would come back down to the 20-week, hold it, rinse and repeat. If Chainlink is to repeat itself like it has in the past, again, a theory could be that Chainlink's chart is fundamentally changing, and we really don't know until like we get more data. Like this is not enough to indicate a change. This just indicates to me that the Bitcoin just outpaced Chainlink for a matter of months, and it has. I mean, look, we're at $55,000. So so keep that in mind. Uh, in conclusion, Chainlink is looking good. If we move on to the dollar chart, we're seeing the same thing happen. We see Chainlink on the weekly Chainlink on the weekly is staying above the 20-day moving average. Sorry, the 20-week moving average. From the span of December back as far as September, we were riding the 20-week moving average, and then we came back up, and we're continuing to stay above the 20-week moving average. This is good. As long as we're above the 20-week moving average or above the US dollar, good things will happen. As you can see here, good things will happen. Once we're above the 20-week, we always seem to move up against the US dollar. It's pretty systematic. And so, I mean, even now we're at $37.23. Like we're a stone's throw away from $40, which is pretty much the all-time high for Chainlink. So I'm pretty confident that, and with the US dollar, it's pretty clear that it's going to go up, I think. If Bitcoin decides to also go up pretty rapidly, Chainlink against the US dollar will still be fine. In fact, it would most likely replicate what we saw back here. It'll bleed. Obviously, it'll bleed, but the bleeding won't take that much time because the 20-week moving average is currently at $26. Well, we lose $11 in valuation per coin, and we just ride it. But also keep in mind, as long as we're riding it, we're still going up, right? Because the 20-week moving average is a lagging indicator of itself. So if it is to stay above it, it needs to continue to go up. So that's something to consider as well. Um, Even if Bitcoin moves up, Chainlink versus Bitcoin goes down, Chainlink against the US dollar will most likely still go up. Not as quickly as we'd like, but it would still go up. So that is a good sign. We're up 3% for today. Again, we're a sneeze away from $40. This is all as well with Chainlink, I think, in my mind. Um, I'm more focused towards the Bitcoin chart, obviously, for various reasons. Um, and I don't think we're going to see an explosive move from Chainlink until we see that move from Chainlink versus Bitcoin. And then we'll see the move against the US dollar be like what it was before, when it was above the 20-week moving average, and we got to a valuation of 168,000 satoshis. Right, we're at 68,000 satoshis. We haven't seen nothing yet. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.